Hey, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Today is January 2nd of 2024. That's when I'm recording this video. And I feel like it's already been a very long year. Just started. But in today's video, we're going to be going over my 24 books that I want to read in 2024. So if we can get started on that. I also want to say, too, this is my first actual book book tube, I guess, video. So if it seems awkward, well, it is. Um, that's the way it's gonna go. So one of the goals that I have for this reading tube thing here is I set a book goal, I guess, for this year. A lot of people are doing that on YouTube, the book tube people. So I thought it would be fun, but it's a very low bar because I mainly read at night before I go to bed. But I listen to audiobooks and I do the online books and I have physical books too. But my goal is 40 books for the year. I realize it's probably low compared to probably other people out there reading like over 100, but set the bar low and you can't really disappoint yourself if you don't make it or if you go over it, probably. I probably might go over it. But yeah, for now that's what it is this year. Books for the year. I realize it's probably low compared to probably other people out there reading like over 100, but set the bar low and you can't really disappoint yourself if you don't make it or if you go over it, probably. I probably might go over it. But yeah, for now that's what it is this year. Okay, here is the Stephen King book, Mr. Mercedes. I forgot to show that. The other one's like online or I don't have yet, like I'm gonna rent it from the library or online or do the audio. I'll see if I can put pictures up in here. I know I didn't do it with the Carrie Soto one. I'll try to do that. But yeah, so this is the Mr. Mercedes here. And the next one, I have a stack behind me. I've piled them up there. One of the next ones, let's see. So on the next on the list is Gone Girl. I seen the movie, but I didn't read the book, so I kind of know what happens. But it's been a while since I've seen the movie. Um, but oh, so this one is about well, this one's about a man's husband a man's wife who disappeared. And so they think something bad happened to her and I think he's the suspect. So it just it's a thriller. It's very good. I like the movie. I heard good things about the book. It's by Gillian Flynn and she has some other books that I want to get and read too. I'm also reading, and I have the audiobook, is Stephen King's Mr. Mercedes. It's a trilogy. It's basically about this killer who ran over a bunch of people, and this detective is trying to catch him, and it's a Stephen King. It's I wouldn't consider it a horror. It's probably more of a suspense thriller. It's not I wouldn't think of it as a horror. But that was published in, where is it? 2014. So it's older, but I haven't read it and I've been really excited to start it. So at first I checked it out from my library and then I found a copy at Goodwill that I bought. And then I also had uh I had borrowed it's on Libby. It's like online library you can borrow. I have the audiobook too. So I'm about 36% with that because I actually started it in December and I put it down for a little bit and I thought I'll just add it to my TBR for January or 2024. And so I'll finish reading that. So I'm currently doing the two books right now. And okay, here is the Stephen King book, Mr. Mercedes. I forgot to show that. The other one's like online or I don't have yet, like I'm gonna rent it from the library or online or do the audio. I'll see if I can put pictures up in here. I know I didn't do it with the Carrie Soto one. I'll try to do that. But yeah, so this is the Mr. Mercedes here. And the next one, I have a stack behind me. I've piled them up there. Um, one of the next ones, let's see. So on the next on the list is Gone Girl. I seen the movie, but I didn't read the book, so I kind of know what happens. But it's been a while since I've seen the movie. Um, but oh, so this one is about well, this one's about a man's husband a man's wife who disappeared. And so they think something bad happened to her, and I think he's the suspect. So it just it's a thriller. It's very good. I like the movie. I heard good things about the book. It's by Gillian Flynn, and she has some other books that I want to get and read too. Okay, and the next book we have is The Guest List by Lisa Foley. I'm not sure when this came out, but anyway, we don't need to know the publication date. I'll tell you that later when I plan on doing a video to do like a book review, see how it went for me. Hopefully there's a lot of good ones. I know already since I've read at the end of the year. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a video about that, but I had some duds. That's the way it goes. It's a dud for me. It doesn't mean it would be a dud for anybody else. But this one I've heard really good reviews. Um, it's about these people that get invited to this island, and they start getting killed off one by one. I did read. It sounds like I've heard it's kind of like similar to Agatha Christie's, and then there were none, sort of that type of plot. Get a bunch of people together, start killing them off. But this I haven't read any Lucy Foley. I don't think I've read it. No, I haven't. But anyway, it's supposed to be really good. I'm really excited about this. I really wanted to get this book, and I found it at my last. This was my last haul from Goodwill. Hopefully, I'll get a video about the last book haul I did in 2023. I plan on doing some videos on my book hauls. Just mostly, I've been getting them at Goodwill. I've been having really good luck at my local Goodwill and getting them cheap. And they're in really nice condition still. I haven't had any like torn up ones or anything like that. But I'm sure if there was a book I wanted to read that wasn't in great shape, I probably would buy it anyway. But yeah, so that's the guest list. If this is too long of a video, I'm sorry. Um, the next one we have is Louise Penny's A Fatal Grace. It's the second one in her series of Chief Inspector Armand Gamache. Sorry, I probably didn't pronounce that right. She's a Canadian author, and the setting is in Canada. He's a Canadian inspector, and anyway, it just follows him. There is also I found out about this book from Amazon Prime. Um, I was I came across the TV show, and I realized it was a book, so I went ahead and ordered the first one from Amazon, and I read it and I loved it. So I think that book was a 4 star. I read it back in September, and so I want to get all the others and read those. And then the next one we have, I know there's a movie out about this one. It's called Women Talking, and I know it had some Oscar nominees. It was maybe a few years ago. Um, it might have won some Oscars. I don't remember. But it's by Miriam Toes. Sorry, Miriam. I pronounced that wrong. But the only thing I know about I got this at Goodwill also. The only thing I know about this one, it's a bunch of like I want to say Amish, um, Mennonite. Sorry, Mennonite women. They conduct a secret meeting, and they've been repeatedly violated. Um, Things happen, and so they're getting together and they're deciding what they're going to do about it. They're going to leave their Mennonite community or what. That's all I know. It seems like a very short book. I think it's 200, just over 200 something pages. Shouldn't take long to get through it, but I could be a slow reader that day. But anyway, it's in great shape. Got it at Goodwill, and I heard good things about the movie. I didn't check about the ratings on the book, but I'm sure it would be good also. But it seemed interesting, a very interesting read. So, couple of them over here. So the next one I have, and this will probably be a December read because it's about Christmas, and I've tried to pick this up multiple times, and I've sat it down. I don't know why. It's Skipping Christmas by John Grisham, and the movie Christmas with the Cranks is based on this story, and which I absolutely love, love, love. Christmas with the Cranks. It's just funny. It's funny. So I know this will be a good read, but I just, for some reason, my mood, every time I pick it up, I set it down. I don't know what it is, but this is probably in December, maybe November, but I'm excited about this one. And I have an Agatha Christie. I am a big Agatha Christie fan. I love um, I think it's the British TV show, Hercule Poirot and Miss Marple. I've seen probably most of those, if not all the TV series shows, but I haven't read a lot of the books. But this one I wanted to put on the ABC Murders. Just pretty much, I haven't. I've only read a few Agatha Christie's, and I liked them all. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like this one. And she's a great mystery writer. And if you haven't read any of her books, I mean, I would pick one up and read it and see how it goes. The next one is a book that my cousin was kind enough to lend me. Shout out to Haley. Thanks so much. This one she told me this would be interesting read for me. I read mostly about murders, mysteries, crime, stuff like that. Um, so this one's called From Cradle to Grave: The Short Lives and Strange Deaths of Mary Beth Tining's Nine Children. It's by Joyce Egginton. I'm sorry, Joyce, if I mispronounced your last name. Um, I don't know anything about this book. I My cousin suggested it. She sent it to me, and I said I'd read it, and I am. So I put it on the 24 books for 2024. I have no idea what it's about except what it says on here that apparently nine of her children died, and I don't know if she did it or what. We're gonna find out. And then, sorry, pardon me. See, this is all the physical books I have. We'll go over the ones that I don't have too. So I've been meaning to read a Jane Austen book in like the summer. I was going to read all of them, and I didn't. So the one that I decided to put on the TBR for 2024. Oh, look, the bookmark. I tried to read it. That's pretty. Is Sense and Sensibility. Again, I'm a big movie buff, so I watch a lot of movies, but I try to, if there's a book about it, I really want to read the book first and then see the movie. I've done that for years, since I was a kid, but sometimes I just didn't get around to reading the book. And this is one of them. So has like the movie pictures from the people in it. It's that type of book. I don't know what it's called, but obviously it's by Jane Austen, and I really love that movie. And I know I'm just gonna love all the Jane Austen books. I've seen almost all the movies, not all of them, but I know they have different versions, but it's just this is the one I decided to start with. Random. Also, so this is a big one. I'm not a big sci-fi or fantasy reader, but I do watch a lot of TV shows, movies. I love watching the sci-fi, fantasy. I'm a big, big Star Wars fan. So, but reading, not so much. So I decided I was going to try Game of Thrones because I really like the show. It was great. It was awesome. And I've heard good things about the book. They are big. But it's like big like a Stephen King book. I'm used to reading this large because I like Stephen King, so I read a lot of his, and they're always really long, usually. So George, I'm giving it a shot, and I don't know how the book's gonna go. I know the TV show was great, but TV, book. Sometimes you like the movie more than you like the book. A lot of times I like the book more than I like the movie. And then I also am reading Fanny Flagg's The Whole Town's Talking. This is published a few years ago, I think. I love Fanny Flagg. If you don't know, Fanny Flagg wrote the book Fried Green Tomatoes, which they made a movie into. Love, love, love the movie. I read the book before I went to the movie and I just loved it. And I realized, I don't know if you can see her, Fanny Flagg. I had seen Fanny Flagg from TV, and until Fried Green Tomatoes came out, I didn't realize she was a writer also. So I was super excited. This is super funny. It's like a really Southern, homey, humorous style. I just love that. It reminds me of people in my family. Not all, but okay. So the next one I have, it's a classic. I would say classic literature. It's stuff they read in school. I never read it. It's Truman Capote's In Cold Blood. I've always wanted to read it. It's one of those things. I just recently got a copy from Goodwill. And it's about these murders that happened in a small town in Kansas, if you haven't heard, in 1959. Small town in Holcomb, Kansas. It says 4 members of the Clutter family were savagely murdered. And he reconstructs the murder, investigates the lead of the capture, trial, and execution of the killers. Okay, so it's based on I would say a nonfiction. I always think of it as fiction, but it's based on true events. So got that one, and let's see. My last book copies that I have physically in my hand is this one right here. It's The Last Word by Taylor Adams, and it looks like it was somebody's book club pick. This is about, I thought this would be fun. This is about, sorry, had to pause there. So The Last Word by Taylor Adams. This is about, I've heard good things about this book. It's been going around on the YouTube book reviews, people. Um, it is, I guess I know a little bit about it, not at all. It's a lady who is with her dog house sitting on a beachfront home on a rainy Washington coast. Okay, so she's secluded. Good one. And she reads a poorly written horror novel, and then she gives a really bad review apparently, and then apparently the author, I think is the author. I don't know if it's not the author. The author, um, I guess, is stalking somehow, or I don't know what it's about, but it sounded good, and I'm sorry if that explanation is just really not sounding good, but believe me, we're gonna find out. Okay, so that's all of the physical books I have on hand right now, and I will try to bring up, I guess, a picture on Goodreads here. Okay, so for the books I don't have, actually this one I have the audio book. I have the online book on hold, but it's a long line, so I haven't got it. So this is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It's on Goodreads. It's an average of 4 stars, so hoping for a good read. This is about a family, the Rivas family. Rivas, I don't know. Sorry. Um, it says it's Malibu, August 1983. It's a day of Nina Rivas's annual end of summer party, and anticipation is at a fever pitch. Everyone wants to be around the famous Rivas. Nina, talented surfer, supermodel brother Jay, and Hud, one a championship surfer, the other a renowned photographer, and their adored baby sister Kit. Together, the siblings are a source of fascination in Malibu and the world over. Sounds like the Kardashians, huh? Especially as the offspring of the legendary singer Mick Riva. I have no idea how I'm going to pronounce that. The only person not looking forward to the party is Nina, who never wanted to be the center of attention. And apparently, so at this party, it says by midnight, the party will be completely out of control. By morning, the mansion will have gone up in flames. So what is better? Like this famous family lives in Malibu and their house burns down. Okay, I'm excited. That's like I said, I have the audio, so probably after I finish Carrie Soto is back, I'll get onto that one because it's going to be expiring soon. And excuse me, the next one is, hold on. Okay, and then the next one, I also have this on hold as an online ebook, I guess I could say online, and audio. But there's a wait for this one for, I think it's a few weeks. Um, but I heard about this one. It's got mixed reviews. A lot of people didn't like it. Some people liked it. On Goodreads is where I'm getting these. It's by Grady Hendrix. It's got 4 stars, almost 5, almost a complete 4. I don't know why the tip of the little star is not lit up. I don't know how that works. Anyway, this is about where is more information? Apparently this girl survives this mass murder, and she ends up going to this therapy group, which has other uh, girls that also, sorry, that also survived. So I don't know much about this book. Like I said, it's gotten mixed reviews. It's considered a horror, I believe. Um, I think it's a horror book. Anyway, doesn't matter right now. So Grady Hendrix wrote a Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying I can't talk today. Vampires. And that one I just read, I think I read it in October or November. Anyway, I gave that one 5 stars. I really like that one. So I have high hopes for Grady. We'll see. But let's see. The next one I have is Bright Young Women. Uh, that, pardon me for trying to think and write at the same time. It's like I cannot type and talk. Hold on. Awkward silence coming. Okay. Okay, Right Young Woman by Jessica Knoll. This one I have on hold. I think I have it on hold as an ebook. Um, so there was a long wait for this one. This might take a while to get to. But this one it's not nonfiction. It is fiction. But it's written in a way like if you've heard of Ted Bundy, serial killer. Um, it's sort of based. I'm not going to say it's based on that. Like I said, it's totally fiction. On similarities, we'll go with that. And it follows these. I think it's these women, several victims of this killer and their viewpoint, I think. But it says, we'll see. January 1978, a serial killer has terrorized women across the Pacific Northwest, but his existence couldn't be further from the minds of the vibrant young women at the top sorority in Florida State University's campus in Tallahassee. So anyway, so there's a massacre at the sorority house, i.e., Bundy did that. And then on the other side of the country, Tina Cannon has found peace in Seattle after years of hardship, a chance encounter, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you can go on there and read it. So it's a story about 2 women from opposite sides of the country who become sisters in their fervent pursuit of truth. It proposes a new narrative inspired by evidence that's been glossed over for decades in favor of more syllable headlines. That the so-called brilliant and charismatic serial killer from Seattle is far more average than the countless books, movies, and primetime specials and that it was the women whose lives he cut short who were the exceptional ones. So yeah, I think it's based on that whole story of Ted Bundy and the killings, but it's really brought into the light of these characters, these two women from opposite sides of the country who, you know, been victims of this person. So yeah, it has Goodreads has 4 stars out of 5. I've heard other book people um, liked it. I probably heard a few that didn't really care for it, but there wasn't that many. Um, there's that one, and then we have Don't Fear the Reaper. So this is a sequel to My Heart is a Chainsaw. It's a trilogy. Though these are all. This is a part of a trilogy. It's a horror. Um, so it follows this character, main character Jade. In the first one, so Jade is a horror buff. She loves horror movies. She just knows everything about horror movies. And in the first one, My Heart is a Chainsaw, um she was convinced that a horror type thing was going to happen in her town. Something was going to play out and it was going to be part of like this whole horror plot. So anyway, so that happened in the first one. And this is the second one, which came out February of 2023. So it's Stephen Graham Jones. The background of this is Idaho, in Idaho, someplace in Idaho, Proof Rock. I don't know if that's a real place, but in this lake, this mysterious lake. Yeah, the first one I gave it, My Hardest Chainsaw, I gave 4 stars, I think. I liked it. I think it was 4. Could have been 3.5. I liked it, but then it took some twists and turns at the end that I wasn't prepared for, and I didn't really. It was kind of weird for me, but anyway, I did enjoy reading it mostly. It was just there was a few things in there I just kind of irritating and didn't like. But anyway, and then like I said, this is part of a trilogy, and I have the third one on the 2024 for 2024, which is I can't spell. Sorry. It's The Angel of Indian Lake. And I feel like this is a Monday and it's Tuesday. But this is the most recent one. That's Jesus. Um, The Angel of Indian Lake Falls, Stephen Graham Jones. It's coming out on March 2024. Okay. Or it follows the same character, Jade. She's returning to Proof Rock, Idaho, after the years of sacrifice, blah blah blah. So I don't really know much about that except for it follows the main character Jay Daniels, and she's going back to her hometown Idaho where all the horror happened, and well, there it is. I hope it's good. And then the next one is The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. This I heard about on YouTube, Book People. Um, it's gotten decent reviews out of an average of 4 stars, so it's a psychological, it says it's a devious tale of psychological suspense involving sex, deception, and an accidental encounter that leads to murder. I mean, how good is that for a plot for a book? It's, you know, I'm intrigued. Um, don't know much about it other than that. And that one came out in 2015. So it's an older book for me. I mean, it's a recent book for me because I haven't read a lot of recent ones in a long time. And then the next one it's a cozy, I would say a cozy mystery. Uh, should not be scary. It's about these little, it's called Shady Hollow. It's the number one, there's a series, and it's about these little woodland creatures. It's very cute. And there's some kind of mystery. I don't know if it's a murder or just, yeah, it says solving a murder. And it's from the viewpoint of these little creatures. And it's by Juno Black, I believe. I want to say, I could be wrong. I want to say this is a Canadian author. Don't quote me on that. This came out in 2015. I seen this on another YouTube, not necessarily associated with a book review type thing. It was just somebody else who was randomly reading this. But anyway, I thought it sounded cute to me. It's a little woodland creature. It sounded like a fallish little cozy mystery. So I thought I'd give it a shot. And I think might be 5 books in this series. I don't know how many, but anyway. And then let's see, we have this one. Moon. Killers of the Flower Moon. Of course, that was a movie that just recently came out. And then I heard about that it was a book, so I wanted to read the book. It's got about almost, well, it's 4 stars, and there's like a couple of little tips of the star. I'm getting all these off Goodreads. I go to goodreads.com. They give you book reviews. So this one, of course, the movie just came out, but this was published back in 2017 by David Gran. So it's about oil is found in Osage Nation in Oklahoma, 1920s. And one by one, they start killing off these Osage. They start killing off the Osage people. And I don't know much about it except for that. They found oil, and now these Native American peoples are being killed, apparently because they're living on the land where the oil is, I'm guessing. But anyway, it's supposedly based on a true happenings. Mm, yeah, that's all I know. But everybody knows the movie. Probably the movie came out. It's Leonardo DiCaprio, and I think it's shoot, I forgot. Anywho, doesn't matter. That's on my list. Okay. And then the next one is, of course, a classic, uh, Pet Cemetery by Stephen King. Um, okay, Pet Cemetery by Stephen King. Um, this one came out back in 1983. I've never read it. Sorry about that. I've seen the movie. I've seen multiple. I've seen the movie, the first one, the second one. I haven't seen the updated. I think it's the prequel that's on Hulu, maybe. I don't know. But I remember um, I wanted to read the book because back then that when the movie came out, whenever the movie came out, I wasn't going to be able to see it, and I wanted to see it so bad, but I didn't read the book. But so I waited. I don't know when I watched the movie. It was a long time ago. I liked it. This is considered horror. This is about, if you don't know, this family moves to this town in Maine. So Stephen King usually it's usually happening in Maine because that's where he's from. So his settings are usually Maine. So this family moves there. This guy's a doctor. So one of the kids gets killed, and then not far from their house, there's this cemetery where people bury their pets. And sometimes those pets they'll come back to life, but they're like uh, you can say a little off. They're not right. There's something weird about them. And so anyway, this not giving anything away, just one of their kids dies, and the father decides to bury him in the pet cemetery. So you can go from there. But like I said, it's been out for quite a while. I just never read it, so I'm gonna get around to it. And then there's The Fury by Alex Michaelitis. I think I'm saying that right. Oh, that's not it. Sorry, people. Yeah, I think I'm saying that right. That's how I'm gonna say. So this one, I read his other two, The Silent Patient and The Maidens. I probably like The Maidens more. There's a few things that kind of irritated me on both of them, but like I said, that's just me. But this one's a thriller, mystery, suspense, and this is coming out this January the 16th, 2024. And it is about this ex movie star. Um, Says one of the most famous women in the world. Every year she invites her closest friends to escape the English weather and spend Easter on her idyllic private Greek island. And what that sounds great. She's an ex-movie star. She has her own private Greek island. And then things happen, as they all do on private islands. That's the reason I would probably never go. Someone's found murdered, and then here we go. We're jumping right into it. And that's what that's supposed to be about. So, yeah. So the Carrie Soto is back. That's the one like I said, I have that on audio and ebook I'm reading right now. And I think I covered them all. If I didn't, well, no, I'm pretty sure because I made a list. Uh, yeah. So that's all for my 24 books of 2024. Happy New Year. I hope that you have a safe and enjoyable 2024. Um, everything goes good for everyone and that you'll come back and I'll have some more videos and we could all struggle to get through this YouTube videos that Amy is now trying to do.